The tables have finally turned. I know many of you weren't expecting this, but Matt Armstrong and FX Alex G have responded to Rimac, the Bugatti CEO, after his 10-minute video of explanation. Hit that like button and subscribe to this channel because what Matt and Alex G just revealed completely changes everything about this Chiron rebuild saga. Before we get into what Matt and Alex G responded, let's quickly recall what Bugatti CEO Mate Rimac said in his video. He explained that developing components for limited production hypercars costs tens of millions of euros, which is why parts are expensive. His main argument focused on safety. Matt Armstrong responded directly in his comment section. He wrote, "For sure, there is no doubt Bugatti make amazing and reliable cars, and I'm so grateful to even get the chance to work on one. Obviously, it was Alex's decision not to have the car repaired at Bugatti, and he then asked me, I'm not going to say no to that." Matt recognizes Bugatti's engineering excellence and shows genuine appreciation for the opportunity to work on a Chiron. This isn't about attacking Bugatti's quality. Matt respects what they build. But then, Matt is addressing the reality. He said, obviously the car is never going to go back to factory spec without help from Bugatti or parts from them. But now I have no option but to try to make it work the best and as safe as I possibly can. This is crucial. Matt is admitting up front that without Bugatti cooperation, the finished car won't meet factory specifications. He's not saying he can replicate Bugatti's work perfectly. He's saying he'll do the best job possible with the resources available. He then gives a specific example. For example, I could have chosen not to put the airbags back in at all. It could have been a full-track car spec, but we have to think outside the box. This shows Matt is taking safety seriously. He could build a track-only car without airbags, but instead he's committed to making the Chiron road legal and safe. Matt's closing statement is what makes his response so impactful. "I will try my hardest to get the car back on the road. I understand Bugatti's decision not to stand by it, but if they ever wanted to help, you know who to call." Matt is keeping the door open for Bugatti cooperation while stating it clearly that the rebuild is happening regardless. Matt understands Bugatti's position. He's not demanding they support the rebuild or attacking them for refusing. He simply disagrees with their approach and is proceeding anyway. What makes Matt's response brilliant is the tone. He's not defensive. He's not angry. He's simply stating facts. Alex asked him to do this rebuild. Matt agreed. And now he's committed to doing it as safely as possible without Bugatti's help. Matt knows the car won't be factory perfect while making it clear that not factory perfect doesn't mean unsafe. There's a thin line between Bugatti standards and danger, and that's where this rebuild will land. Alex, the car owner, posted a complete video response to Rimac, and the most important revelations completely reframe this entire situation. First, he agreed that safety is genuinely important. When he crashed the Chiron, every safety system worked perfectly. Airbags, seatbelts, everything. Those engineering precautions kept him alive, and he's grateful for that. But his core argument destroys Rimac's safety justification. If you don't sell us parts to fix this car, we're going to find a third-party, fourth-party, fifth-party solution to figure it out because we will fix this vehicle. Guys, Rimac has officially explained why he is not selling us parts to my Bugatti Chiron rebuild. Now, Mate Rimac, do not take this personal. This is simply my response to your safety arguments directly. First of all, I just want to let you know that I agree entirely with your statement that safety is the most important thing when driving. When I got into the accident, everything worked perfectly. The airbags, the seatbelt locking, everything was great. And thanks to those engineers and the safety precautions, I'm here today to tell the story. Now, I disagree with you, and I believe it's very awkward that you, not selling us parts, is actually a safety issue. I actually think is that it increases the safety issue with this vehicle. The reasoning behind it is because if you don't sell us parts to fix this car, we're going to find a solution to figure it out, because we will fix this vehicle. By refusing to sell them parts, Bugatti forces alternative solutions they can't control. If safety was the real concern, selling parts with proper specifications would be safer than forcing fabrication. Alex G then revealed something critical. He said, when Bugatti's technician inspected the crashed Chiron for insurance, they could have labeled it a certificate of destruction, meaning too dangerous to repair, but they didn't. The car received a salvage title, which specifically means it can be repaired and returned to the road. If Bugatti's own technician didn't consider the car unrepayable, how can Rimac now claim it's too dangerous for independent repair? Here's the bombshell Alex dropped that Rimac's video completely omitted. They had a phone conversation where specific promises were made. According to him, Rimac told him, "You have my word that we'll figure out how we get parts to you so you can rebuild that car safely." Rimac also promised, "We'll figure out how we can also get a technician out there in person to make sure that the car is being done properly." Rimac knew from the beginning that Matt Armstrong would be working on the vehicle. The plan was transparent documentation with Bugatti's cooperation and oversight. Then 24 hours after that phone call, everything changed. Suddenly, the promises disappeared and Bugatti implemented a complete parts refusal. Alex didn't specify what happened in those 24 hours, but something shifted Bugatti's position from cooperation to opposition. This completely reframes Rimac's public video. Alex reveals that Bugatti initially agreed to help before reversing without explanation. His conclusion was, "I'm very big on my word. I'm not sure how big you are on yours." Alex addressed the 3D printing controversy and the airbag concerns Rimac talked about. The 3D printing threat was a troll internet content from a 25-year-old, not a serious plan. But then, Alex dropped this part like the airbags. "Well, we really don't need you to sell them to us anymore because we can get them for a fraction of the price. They're numbered parts that go directly to an Audi A3 to the DBX11, and it's the exact same parts that were in the car." This directly contradicts Rimac's safety argument. If the airbag modules genuinely share part numbers across Volkswagen Group vehicles, they can be sourced independently. Rimac spent time in his video explaining how airbags are specifically calibrated for each vehicle, but if they're using common part numbers, that claim therefore doesn't hold up. Matt is now in a position where he's attempting a rebuild that Bugatti's CEO has publicly said it shouldn't happen, but with full support from the car's owner, who is staking nearly $3 million on Matt's abilities. Alex specifically stated in his video, "Matt Armstrong is a great technician, great with racing cars, experienced on pretty much everything out there. So, this is his first Bugatti, and I'm excited for the build. Without Bugatti parts, Matt is sourcing alternatives. Airbags from Audi, headlights from aftermarket manufacturers and other needed parts." Matt's comment response shows he understands the challenge and accepts that the finished car won't meet factory specifications. But not factory perfect doesn't mean unsafe. It means independently rebuilt to functional standards. Matt Armstrong and Alex G have both responded to Bugatti CEO Mate Rimac, and their responses expose the real issue here. The Chiron is still in pieces in Miami. The rebuild continues regardless of Bugatti's position. And now, the entire automotive world is watching to see if Matt can prove that independent hypercar repair is viable despite manufacturer obstruction. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because this Chiron rebuild saga is far from over.